There are a million ways to get distracted in the modern world, so here are some tools to help you focus and achieve your goals in 2019. Welcome to Career Ending Opportunities, where each week we look for ways to change career and find personal and financial fulfillment in everything we do. Thank you, first of all, to everyone that has subscribed. It's just over 5,500 people so far, which is absolutely bonkers to me. Genuinely, thank you to everyone that's subscribed. I appreciate every single one of you. This week I'm in Beijing and it is flippin' freezing. This morning when I woke up, the feels-like temperature, the wind chill temperature, was down to minus 15 Celsius, which I think is around 4 Fahrenheit, thereabouts. I don't know, it's hard for me to translate once it goes below zero. So I've been stuck in the hotel room when I've not been at the office doing this course that I'm on, and I needed some tools to stay focused, and these are tools that I use pretty much every day to help me stay on track with programming goals, with personal development goals, with studying for the course that I'm doing now, which is an Airbus 330 transition course from a 320, and they're tools that help me stay on track, and I hope they will help you, so let's dive into them. The first one is a nice little app called Todoist. Now, when it comes to staying focused on multiple tasks, I really would be lost without Todoist. It's a nice simple app that's available across all the major platforms: iOS, Android, macOS, Windows. Well, there's a web app. Don't know about Linux. Kind of ran out of ideas of different operating systems. And finding the task tracking app that's right for you is really hard. If you ask 3 people what their favorite task tracking app is, you'll probably get at least 5 responses. It's all about trying a few and finding the one that's right for you and that suits your workflow. And for me, that was Todoist. I really like that it lets you build multi-level parent-child projects, so you can divide things into, say, programming projects, and then an augmented reality storybook app, a pensions planning app for pilots, and you can tier tasks, which helps keep everything organized and lined up. And it also lets you set deadlines and reminders, so you can have a project deadline and then a task within that project deadline and then a reminder that you really should be working on it. And it has a neat feature that guilts you into working, which is their karma system. And it arbitrarily awards you karma points each time you complete a task. And it makes you want to open the app every day. It just helps you feel better about getting through your task list. Now, having a task planning app, having a service that organizes all your tasks is great, but for me, having that wasn't enough. So the second thing we're going to talk about today is calendar blocking. Every Sunday night, I sit down and I make a list of everything that needs to be done next week, from dropping my daughter at school and picking her up again, to programming projects, things that I want to study, meetings. Everything that you could possibly think of is listed in a document on a Sunday night. And then what I do is I go into Google Calendars and I block out times for each one, and making sure that everything fits in is great, and making the most of my time and trying to reduce downtime or periods that are unorganized throughout the week. Calendar blocking like this really forces me to focus on my productivity, and it really boosts my productivity, because once that buzzer goes at the end of the allotted time window, no ifs, no buts, no coconuts, that's done. It's time to move on to the next topic and the next item of the day. Otherwise, I would just get stuck on one bug in one program and be there for a week. And it's very easy when you have multiple projects to work on to let them slide and fill as much time as you allow them. So cropping the amount of time that's available really helps you focus on productivity. So if you're having to split your work time between multiple projects, family and life, blocking your time could be really, really useful. Number 3 is a nice little service called Focus at Will. I love studying and programming in coffee shops. I love the hustle and bustle. I love how busy it is, and the smell of coffee makes me oh so very happy. But it's so very easy to become distracted. And so to avoid becoming distracted, I use a service called Focus at Will, which uses a nice blend of neuroscience and music to help you improve your concentration and productivity. It lets you play a variety of music from up-tempo to classical to alpha chill, whatever alpha chill is. Or you can simply answer a few questions and it will pick a playlist or a selection of music for you. And as you use it more, you refine what works for you and what doesn't. But it really helps me zone out from what's going on around me if I need to focus on something. Sometimes with programming, there are points where you just have to sit like this and try and fathom how you're going to solve this problem, because there's no point writing code unless you know how you're going to solve the current problem. Over time, it gets more and more precise in what works for you, which is really helpful. I've been using it now for 18 months and can't be without it. Even if I'm on an aircraft as a passenger and I'm working on something, rather than listen to some music, or I'll end up singing along to the lyrics in my head if I'm writing notes or planning these videos, I use Focus at Will to really stay on task, and it's probably not for everyone. Some people will just be annoyed by this. It would drive my wife mad having to listen to this because she's better at concentrating to 80s pop music. Give it a go, it might help you. Like I say, I find it phenomenally useful. Let me know in the comments below if you try it, or if you've used it and you don't like it, or you think I'm crazy for not knowing what alpha chill means. Or let me know the music or soundscape that you like to listen to, because I'm always looking for ways to mix up my productivity. And the last thing to discuss today is both the easiest and the hardest, I think, of anything that I've done to improve my productivity and to improve my focus. And a lot of people will be turned off by this straight away. For me though, I found getting up at 5 AM really, really useful. It gives me at least 2 hours to work on my own in the quiet of my apartment before family wakes up. And it might sound like an appalling proposition to even consider wasting any of your precious sleep time. Again, this is something my wife and I differ dramatically. There is nothing, other than perhaps flights to Disney World, nothing that would get her out of bed at 5 AM. You just couldn't do it. She values her sleep and she needs her sleep far more than I do. So I feel a little bit lucky that I can get up early and start my day whilst the rest of New York is, well, it's New York, the rest of New York is also waking up, but whilst my family is still sleeping. The first few days of this were really tough. I haven't flown in 6 months now. So I'm out of the habit of waking up at silly o'clock every morning and just going through the slog of getting up. But it's different for me to set my alarm and get up and work on something that I'm genuinely really excited about, be it a programming project or a video like this. The first few days are tough, but after that, it starts to feel so good, and you feel good about being productive whilst everyone's asleep. It's a bit like those people that get up early while it's still dark and go for a run, knowing that they've done their day's exercise whilst people are still in their pajamas, lay in bed fast asleep. The extra 2 hours that I get really help me balance the sort of yin and yang of the day. It's 2 hours where everything is quiet, and that balances. It means it gives me the, I think, mental flexibility to go study in a busy area like a coffee shop or a plaza. We live right by City College in New York, so occasionally I'll go and take my iPad on my laptop and sit in the quad there as all the, I'm really patronising, as all the college students go about their day. It's lots of hustle and bustle and there's moving visuals, and I don't know, for some reason being in an environment like that really works for me. Now, all of these items are useful on their own. Do one of these and you'll see productivity improvements, I guarantee it. No guarantees. While failing that, you'll have a real tough arsenal that'll help you improve your productivity and your focus throughout the rest of 2019 and beyond. Give them a try. Let me know. Let me know if any of these work for you, if any of these make your productivity completely break down and ruin your day. Just let me know in the comments if you find any of these useful or not. Once again, thank you to everyone that subscribed. I appreciate every single one of you. I genuinely appreciate every one of you. If you're still watching this video and you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. And I look forward to talking to you again in a few days. Spoiler alert, I'm about to record the next video starting here, but going out into Beijing. That's coming next week. This has been Career Ending Opportunities. I've been Simon Knapp. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will talk to you again in the very near future. Bye-bye.